people are waiting. There's people. Welcome to the live cooking edition. Can y'all hear me? I hope so.
It's on my phone, so probably.
All right, I got Eli manning the camera. And so we are going to attempt a live cooking show with our favorite fish. These are actually pompano that we cut them whole fish so we could catch them and cook them. These were caught a year ago, and I use the vacuum sealer freezer bags to actually keep them well for a year. So we're getting to the point where we have to eat them now, or they'll go bad after the year and they'll get freezer burn. So this dish is actually called salt-baked pompano or salt-crusted pompano. And let me go by and show you the ingredients. Thank you so much for joining us. Please hit the like button. And as we're doing this, as we're cooking, there'll be opportunities to ask questions off of cooking. This is a fishing channel. And so please feel free to ask questions. After we get the pompano out, I went ahead and cooked one, and it's in the oven right now, so there wouldn't be a lot of dead time where we're sitting there waiting for the fish to get done. So I plan on showing you how to prepare this fish, showing you how to cook it, showing you what the finished product looks like, and then at the end, after we taste it, we'll actually have some general questions, and I'll update you on the channel. So let's get started. So I'll go over the ingredients for you here. Eli is panning or manning the actual camera today, and if you have any questions, he will read them off as we're cooking here. So what you'll need to get started with is a very large bowl. You will need a cooking sheet with what is that called? Aluminum foil actually on it. You'll need your fish. It doesn't have to be pompano. It can be any fish. You'll leave the scales on. You'll cut the head off, or you can leave the head on and cut the gills out, cut the tail off. You don't have to descale them. Leave everything intact. Of course, you'll gut them as well, and then you'll be good to go. So a fish that's been gutted, cleaned, deheaded, it's fine. You'll need a 3-pound box of kosher salt. You will use this entire box of kosher salt. You'll need 2 cloves of garlic, 2 egg whites. We'll get to separate those in a second. And then 2 sprigs of rosemary and 1/4 cup of water. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pompano, and we're just actually going to prepare that by putting these sprigs of rosemary in the cavity itself, and then we're going to crush the garlic cloves, separate the garlic from the skin, and we're going to take the garlic cloves that have been crushed, and we're going to put that inside of the cavity as well. That is all the seasoning you have to do on this fish. It is prepared. You can put a light coat of pepper on the outside of the fish. You don't have to. That's all you need to do. We're going to set that aside. The next step we're going to do is prepare the actual kosher salt. We'll take the 1/4 cup of water, pour it in the bowl. We'll take the eggs, and we're going to separate those with my hand. You may have an easier way to do that. Pour that egg white in. Throw that egg yolk away. We will go ahead and get the second egg white out. And we are good to go there. I'm going to quickly wash my hands.
You got a shell in there.
Wipe my hands off. Oh, there's an eggshell in there. Thank you very much. There we go. We'll pour the egg whites in with that 1/4 cup of water. And we're just going to start beating it. We're going to blend that together. Okay?
Yeah, you can also use a bottle to get the egg yolk out.
Look at that. Is that what someone said?
Someone said that.
All right. Awesome. Stick around to the very end. We're also going to do a giveaway. You know, we hit 7,000 and 8,000 subscribers in the last 2.5 months. So I thank you for all your support. Now let's go ahead and get the kosher salt. These sometimes are very hard to open. There we go. And we're going to pour the entire box of kosher salt in with the egg whites and the water. All we're going to do at this point is we're going to make a giant paste with it. We're going to mix all the ingredients together. It's really just three: the kosher salt, the egg whites, and the water. After that is complete, we will set that aside and we will put the cookie tray sheet out. Now, it's very important when you're cooking a salt-baked pompano not to use any dish that is smaller than that is basically the same size as the fish, because when this bakes, the salt is going to get really hard. It's going to be almost impossible to get the fish out. So what you'll need to do is make sure you get an oversized cookie sheet per fish when you're cooking this fish, or you're going to run into some problems. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take, it's almost like snow, okay? Making snowballs. So we're going to take the salt and we're going to make a 1/4 inch, about the same size as the fish. So we're going to lay that out, same size as the fish. Make sure prior to making this fish, I did not mention this, you preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And we're going to bake this fish for 35 minutes at 400 degrees. I have a convection oven. You can use a standard oven as well. Now pick up your fish. Make sure the sprigs and all the garlic stay intact. Now we're going to start burying the fish, okay? So the salt baking, if you've ever done it before, leave a comment, say that you've tried this before. But if you haven't tried this before, the salt bake basically steams the fish within its own juices, within its own flavoring. You leave the skin on, of course, to cause a barrier between the salt and the actual flesh. This salt is not going to get inside the flesh at all. But when you cook it this way, the actual skin, it almost penetrates the flesh as butter. So this will have a natural buttery flavor just because of the fat of the skin is getting driven down into the flesh. So it is really an awesome flavoring fish. If you don't like fishy tasting fish, pompano doesn't really have that much of a fishy flavor to it. But if you salt bake your fish, it kind of cures it of its fishy flavor as well. So as you can see, right now, we have almost completely covered the pompano in the salt. We're going to use the entire 3 pounds, and we're just going to kind of press it on there. And as this cooks, again, it steams, and it is literally going to be as hard as a rock.
Bama Beach Bum said it's key to lick the fish before you apply salt.
Is it? Man, I appreciate that, Matt. Key to lick the fish. I didn't do that step. I apologize, buddy. So I'm going to have to take the salt off and lick it now, right? Yeah. So I'm going to clean my hands off real quick. A key tool at the end of this when it cooks, you're going to need a hammer, and you're going to need either a flathead screwdriver or just a butter knife. You're going to chisel that. So right now, we are done preparing the fish. That has taken literally less than 8-9 minutes to do. I've got one in there right now. As you can see, we've got about 25 minutes to kind of chill and talk. I thought it would be done. I thought it would take more time cooking this. But this is done. This is the very best way I've ever had pompano before. So we got one in there cooking right now. And we're going to go ahead and put this one in as well. And so this one will be done in 35 minutes. The first one will be done in 25 minutes. So we're going to take a break and step over here for a second. Put the camera down, buddy. I want to show you the inside of my pantry. Just kidding, I don't want to do that. So as that cooks, we got 25 minutes to kill. First off, thank you for joining me and my family during this time. Eli's really the only one who's in here with me. He's going to read the questions. I thank you for that. I have one son who is playing, what are you playing?
The PS4.
The VR. And I have another son who's probably reading there. No, he's probably on his iPad. They'll come in here in a minute towards the end, and we'll show them off a little bit. So where we're at with Fish Gum, let me just start there. We are beginning to stock bait stores. Gulfbreeze Bait and Tackle was one of the first stores. Broxton's will be next. I have a subscriber, Bill Cox, who's going to supply places in actual Alabama for me. And we're going to do online sales soon. Starting tomorrow morning, my children, myself, and my wife will actually be the hands. Here's one of them. That's Ethan. Will actually be the hands that make this product. It will be fully made in my garage right here. The recipe for it is not in my house. I don't keep anything like that, so if someone breaks in and tries to find that, it's not in my house. It's mostly in my head. But we are making this product out of our home. We have built the necessary infrastructure to do that. The machinery, we've used personal funds, of course, to do that. It is definitely a risk. It's definitely a risk during this time starting any new business. Thankfully, I have a job that I'm still employed and still getting paid. There are many of you out there right now that know that pain of the economy that's changing, hopefully temporarily. There's my son doing the Ant-Man helmet. Big Marvel here, big Marvel fans. But my heart goes out to you guys. We have guides that do surf fishing, not able to do surf fishing. Bama Beach Bum is on here. There's many people who are suffering in many ways, and we pray for you. And we're hoping that turns around quickly, sooner than later. So that's where we are. We're going to start manufacturing it in our house. My goal is ultimately for my boys, if they choose so, to run Fish Gum. I'm not going to be involved other than showing them what to do. Sorry, my son's dropping stuff everywhere in my house. I feel like I'm on Jimmy Fallon watching his children come in and interrupt as he's going live. But I'm definitely not Jimmy Fallon. But my children, my goal is to have something for them. If God blesses us with this product to be in the market, that I'm building this for my children. I love what I do. I don't ever want to give that up. I love helping patients with diabetes get better control and to give them products to help that. I don't feel called away from that. I feel called with investing in my children, showing them from the ground level, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I've never created a business before. So this is something we're learning together of doing something, making a product, marketing it, and getting it in the hands of individuals. And I can tell you right now that this would not be possible if I didn't have the encouragement of people that are strangers at first, through YouTube, through all the social media avenues. You guys have helped build this product. It is not me alone. I don't have the time to fish like I want. So many people who are watching today asked to try, asked for samples, asked to help me develop this and give me feedback. And I can tell you where Fish Gum has come in such a short time. I think it's been about a year since we had something viable. The finished product today is about 90% the same as it was the very first video I ever showed you of the product. And that development that is 90% different is only because all of y'all have helped invest in this product and opportunity for my family. So that's where we are with Fish Gum. We'll always have the channel, but we're moving into Fish Gum, the product. So that's where I am. Any questions out there? Eli wants to scroll up and down. He will answer some or ask some, and I'll do that for you. But thank you genuinely again for this opportunity. It's very unusual. I guess it's very usual in this day and age now to appeal to people across the nation with content. Mine is, of course, videos, and now it's a product. And to see that come along, it's really a case study for me. I've never had this opportunity or been down this route before. You know me, for everything. I thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm unashamedly a Christian. You will see that in this channel. And today is a very special day, being Good Friday. That we remember the somberness of this day and also the celebratory aspect of it, that Jesus won victory over our sins because of his death on the cross. So that's where we are. That's where we're going. And what we're doing right now is waiting. Let's see. We've got 19 minutes for the food to be done. Should have put it in a little bit sooner so it'd be done ready. Done faster. But Eli, do you have any questions, everybody?
Someone asked a while ago, like, I don't think they saw the first part of the, like, how to make it, but I'm sure we'll, like, upload the live stream so
Yes.
they can go back and watch it.
We will upload the live stream. It'll be on there as soon as it's over. You can go back and look. I think you can actually rewind it now in mid. I don't know, maybe not. But what I can do now is we wait. Let's move. Let's do some giveaways now. How many people have joined?
There's 21 people in right now.
Okay, 21 people in this room. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and go into fish gum giveaways, some retail packets. I know you have seen pictures of it out there. I've posted and uploaded when it's going to hit the market, and finally we're at a place where we can do that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask some questions. You can only win once, and it'll be related to fishing in general. It'll be related to myself and my family. If you've watched this channel, you've seen my children come in some of the videos. So we're going to start with just a family question. So the first person that gets it right, these are not going to be completely crazy questions. They'll be relatively easy because I'm not anybody that important. So there's not any information, news about the Fagioli family. So easy question. How many sons do I have? First person that gets it right, I'm going to write your name down so I'll know who it is. How many sons do I have?
Yakking with Jack, 3.
Oh, yakking with Jack. Yakking with Jack, 3. Bonus question. Not for bonus question for Jack. Do you know one of their names, Jack?
Let's see.
Do you know one of my son's names?
Bama Beach Bum said Ant-Man.
Well, that is probably true tonight. Ant-Man came in. He's got a Thanos mask too. That's okay if you. All right. So anybody else? Do you know any names for a pack of fish gum? name one of my sons.
Someone said Itchy.
Big Itchy. Big Itchy.
Yakking with Jack said Jack.
Jack. I should name my son Jack. Okay, Big Itchy. That is my youngest son.
Bill Kennedy said Eli.
Eli in the house. Bill Kennedy.
Yes, sir. That's me.
So, Big Itchy is a YouTube channel of my youngest son. If you enjoy 5-second videos, that's where you need to go see some.
If you enjoy music, subscribe to my channel, Lil Big Body.
That's my other son.
And my SoundCloud, Lil Big Body.
So, Little Big Body, my oldest son likes to rap. And I heard, Yakking with Jack out there used to be a rapper too. I'm trying to figure out what your name is. He won't tell me. But Bill Kennedy, I got your name down. Email me. I give you your information. Yakking with Jack, and I know how to find you. So Little Big Body, Eli likes to try some raps out there. Yep. That's what he does. Ethan, my middle son, he just likes everything Marvel. He's a good kid.
Jack said, "Oh Lord, I'll never tell."
Why not, man?
Yeah, but Lil and then Big Body. Wait, Yakking with Jack spits. What? That's what Bama Beach Bum said.
Listen, there are some great channels, guys, on here. Yakking with Jack, of course. Bama Beach Bum. You two guys are great. And what I love about this YouTube community is that we do have different things that we're obligated to do and to support. But at the end of the day, we support fishing and we support one another in creating content. And so I really do appreciate all you guys out there who are in the YouTube community. And if you don't have Yakking Jack, subscribe to him. If you don't have Bama Beach Bum, subscribe to him. And there's many others. There's Salty McCrory out there. There's Bearded Brad. There's Phil Hollingsworth. There's Kayaking Kennedy. There are a plethora of individuals. Mad Dog. These are guys that I have known and have watched and have uploaded and seen what they have done the past few years and have taught me, but I have followed them as they have followed my trial and error approach here to the YouTube world. Any questions, buddy? Okay, good. So we are 14 minutes away. I do want to show you, what do I want to show you? I don't want to show you. Nothing. So, other things about myself that you may not know is I was born in Gulf Breeze, Florida. I went to school at the University of North Alabama. And at the University of North Alabama, I played football. I was a punter. I have this one rule in life that I will never do an athletic sport that I can have to hit somebody, right? So, being a collegiate football player, I was a punter. I didn't really have to hit anybody throughout my entire career. At least one time I had to make a tackle to save a touchdown. But I never liked the physical aspect of getting hit and hitting somebody. It just didn't feel very well. But I had the ability to kick a football, and so I did. So that's what got me to the University of North Alabama. I met my wife up there in Florence. She was going to university as well. She's from St. Louis, Missouri. And we met at Campus Outreach Beach Project, which is a Christian organization that disciples college students. They have them at Auburn, I believe now. They have them at Alabama, but they started at smaller schools like Sanford, Livingston, which is West Alabama, and other schools like that. But that's how I came to know the Lord, is through that ministry. And then I wanted to go on staff with that ministry. I tried to raise support. It's fully funded by asking for gifts, and then you raise your money, and then you get put out in the field. And so I tried to raise support for at least 2 years, and I got to 40%, and I was in debt by like $30,000 because I made a lot of stupid mistakes in college and just spending money I didn't have until it really chased up to me. I say 30, it was more like 20, 23 or something. And plus I had student loans. So we had to pull away from staff. I had to get a job. Sold cell phones for a while. I sold electronic components, and I got into the pharmaceutical industry. So I have sold in the pharmaceutical industry for about 16 years. I've done everything from antidepressants to blood glucose lowering drugs that I have now, which are injectable therapies. I've done blood pressure agents. I've done so many things in that realm, and I feel like it's my home, and I enjoy it, and I haven't looked back from that. And so I'm blessed to still have that job now. We moved. I worked in pharmaceutical sales up in North Alabama. We left and moved here in 2015 so we could get around family. Now, I didn't have any immediate family except for my uncle who lives in Pensacola, big fisherman, big hunter. But my mom was going to move back down here from Blue Ridge, Georgia. And so that was the plan, to kind of move down to the beach. She's getting older. Let's take care of her and her husband, my stepfather. And within the first year of moving back, they both died. My mom died of inflammatory breast cancer. If you don't know what that is, inflammatory breast cancer, look it up, because it's rare and it's scary and it's bad. And then my stepfather died about 28 days later of bladder cancer. He was in his 80s. But anyways, that plan just was completely thrown out. They passed away. And so I can say today, I know you call your parents, and if you don't have a good relationship with them, work on it. I didn't have a good relationship with my family for a while too, but God redeemed that and restored that the last few years. So that's kind of the story of how we got here, what I've done. As far as fishing goes, when I lived here, I always surf fished, and I would say, it would be the thing that I would do on the weekends. It would be what I'd think about. And back then, we were only using J-hooks that were the cheapest we could find from Kmart when it was here in Gulf Breeze. I was probably using, the monofilament that was on my reel. I would just make the double drop rig tied on already to the actual spool itself on the reel. And we would use sand fleas primarily, and then dead shrimp. And that's how I got into surf fishing. I definitely was not doing a lot of the same things that I'm doing today, but it was very simple back then. I tend to complicate that today. I do try to work theories. Some of them work, some of them don't at all. And so, but back then, a good pompano season for me, fishing during summer, I didn't know when the times of the year they were running. I just got out there and fished. But I think, in high school, the very best time, the best day was or the best season was 12 pompano in a season. That was how it was back then. And so now where we are today, I think we've had 60 one season, just surfing fishing set rigs on the beach. And we still have a lot in the freezer that we have to eat. That's why we're doing this catch and cook tonight. That's kind of my story in fishing. In North Alabama now, we got to fish for smallmouth. Lake Pickwick is really huge around Florence, Alabama. You got the dam system there, Wheeler, Wilson, and Pickwick. And so I loved smallmouth fishing. I didn't get in a boat much. I fished small creeks. But a 3-pound smallmouth would fight like a 10-pound largemouth. I never caught a 10-pound largemouth, but it got that flavor to, teach you what it would be like to catch a 10-pound. And I believe pompano are the closest thing, if not better, fight pound per pound versus the bronzebacks and these smallmouth fish. So that's kind of the story of where we are, how I got here, how I got into fishing. Some theories that I'm testing now. I'm testing theories of getting baits higher in the water column for pompano when they're cruising in schools. I don't know if that will do anything or not, but I'm thinking about a floating pompano rig where the set rig is attached. Of course, it's weighted on a pyramid weight or a what are those things, Sputnik, and then the actual one of the drop lines will float up to the top and dangle about 8 inches from the surface of the water and just kind of drift there. I don't know if that's going to work, but I'm going to try it. I test things, I try them. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But that is where I am. How much time we got?
7 minutes.
Okay, so if you're joining our show, you came halfway. We salt baked the pompano. We got 7 minutes. We're going to get that bad boy out. We got 7 minutes. We're going to chisel that thing out. It's really fun for the kids to kind of dig the pompano out of the actual salt bake. It's almost like a excavation of dinosaurs. You're looking for bones. Now you're looking for the fish. It can be tedious. It can be messy. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen here is as that steams, so the top of the fish, bottom of the fish, it's laid flat, all those juices are actually going to seep down as well. So it tastes great all the way through. The top layer of pompano is fabulous, but that bottom level that's against the actual cookie sheet is the most tenderest, the most flavorful, and the best part of the fish. So that, as it cooks, everything seeps down, and kind of like a crock pot on the second layer of that fish is just spectacular. Let's take a peek at it real quick, Eli. Any comments?
No questions.
We're getting there, man.
Which one's the one we
Oh
put
man,
in
if y'all
first?
can smell that. This is the actual one that's going to come out in 5 minutes. So we'll be good to eat a fish. We'll just come back in here. We'll be good to eat a fish in 5 minutes. Now, my uncle, his name is Captain Bill. He taught me, anybody who's been influential in your life, give them credit at any moment that you have the opportunity to. So other than my father would teach me about, bass fishing and brent fishing. My uncle, Captain Bill, he was a professional fisherman in the Florida Keys. He would do fishing along Marathon Island. That's where he lived for a while. That's where he fell in love with really catching pompano as well. But he was in a boat. Most of his fishing was fly fishing for tarpon. He was able to do that with Orlando Wilson, the great. There's a show with Orlando that he did with my uncle, so it's really cool. My uncle still supports me today. You know, most of my rigs, if you've seen, not the green pins that I reel, the old reels that I use, but all my newer stuff, the old 6500 SSs and the 8500 SSs, my uncle has given me that. 12-foot fishing rods, he has given me that. He's given me a lot of ideas. You know, the Frank's fly that's named after my father, that was his idea. Well, he learned it from some Asian fishermen, but that was his idea, the pistachio nut dipped in the plastic dip, and that's really been a great rig for me. I'm getting back to that. I haven't used that in a while, and I can't because the beaches are closed. I told my wife today, you know, I wish we lived on the beach. We're not wealthy, but I wish I did, because I would be casting from where the dunes stop on my property and into the ocean just to go surf fishing right now. That's how much I miss it. Many of you guys out there too are missing it just as much as I am. We got 4 minutes left. Yes.
Jack, I saw that comment. Thank you. He said, "Lil Big Buddy has bars for days." Then we have do another giveaway, please. I'm like a fish gum crackhead.
Okay, who was that?
That was Jeremiah Boyer.
Okay, Jeremiah Boyer, you just won. All right, there's another giveaway. I'll give 2 more packs away. I did it with questions. You know, I can tell you right now that I turn down more people than I give to these days, because it's getting expensive. You know, now you're creating a product that's coming to market. Giveaways happen less frequently, but I think we've probably given away over 100 free packs. Either people connecting me on Instagram, asking me to try it, and I've given a lot away. Some people I say no to. I hate that, but I do. But Jeremiah, please give me your information, fishgum@yahoo.com. You said it was Jeremiah Boyer? I'll write that down real quick. Bring this over here.
Samuel something, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He says he's super excited about it about to be sold in stores. And well, it is sold in local bait stores now, but he's excited for it.
Yeah, you know, this is the journey that we're on. And here's one thing, just to share my heart about this situation, is I don't know if it's normal to have all this self-doubt. Probably is. I come across as very confident. I really do. But when you're creating a product, when you're laying something that you have worked on, and now it's going to get in the hands of people who pay for it, you want them to have the greatest experience possible. And it is fluky. You know, fishing can be fluky. I get that. Of course, I have fears of, you know, what if people don't catch with it? You know, what if at the end of the day it actually stinks? You know, those are things I wrestle with. And during this time, I'm working from home too. I've got more time to work at it and to produce, but I felt myself just feeling, I don't know, just down about it. I don't know, it's just weird. It's like you wrestle with so much different self-doubt. You know, I come across as, again, confident, but it is probably one of the most difficult things that I have done in my life, to go down this route of working on a business, producing things, buying things, but now I'm at a place where it is done. There's really nothing else more I need to do but to make it. I did sell some on eBay a couple months ago, but that first step of getting into a bait store has happened. So I thank Victor over there for taking a chance. This is something these guys at bait stores, they buy it up front from you. He bought 30 packs, and then they mark it up. I give them a wholesale price, and I will tell you that I will never sell fish gum lower than what you can get it from a bait store. I want those guys, especially now. I mean, Gulf Breeze Bait and Tackle used to be a 24-hour business, and now it's cut their hours where it's like, I think it's 5 to 9 or 5 to 11 or something like that, or 8 to 11. So those guys are hurting too. My goal, I just want to be faithful to support local communities. You know, my vision is that this will be the bait along the Gulf Coast. That here in Navarre, Alabama, I don't want to be the one on the map for this. I want the Gulf Coast fishermen to be the one that's on the map. I want Navarre, Florida, where it was invented to be the one that's on the map. And so that's kind of my heart. But ultimately, and I got you 10 here, 10 more minutes on the one that's the one we made. But ultimately, you know, it's not about the gold mine for me. It's not about that. I promise you, this is not about the gold mine. It's about the fisherman and the angler who takes it, who buys it, and catches fish. It's about them having the story to tell after they use it. And I want it to be good stories. Let's get this fish out right now. All right, here we go. Fish number 1. There you go. We've got the salt baked pompano. Now, I will tell you that you don't have to let it rest. I mean, you may want to let it rest probably about 5 minutes because it is extremely hot. And when you crack open this, the steam is going to rush out. And as you can tell, you hear that? Now you know why you need a hammer, okay?
It smells good.
It smells unbelievable. The rosemary that is coming through this fish right now is overwhelmingly awesome. So let's go ahead. Now guys, my son asked me, before I crack this open, I'm trying to get rest a little bit. My son asked me, you know, Dad, you know you already did a video on this that's uploaded. Why are you doing this again? Well, for one, my channel wasn't as big back then. And 2, I wanted to connect with you. 3, I wanted to see if we could really make this happen live. And 4, it's the very best way that I found to catch a pompano. Or catch a pompano. To catch and cook a pompano. Man, this is what stinks about going live is you can't edit. You guys on there who are YouTubers who are watching, man, there are so many tongue-twisting moments that you have that my son laughs at me when I'm out there when I'm out there filming an intro, how many times I screw up. So anyways.
Bill Kennedy said, ask your dad to send my sample to Rodbuster.
Got it, Rodbuster. All right, here we go. Now we gotta chisel this. The best thing to do is just kind of chisel it outside the fish. And once you get it started, you can kind of see if you can peel away a little bit. There we go. That got it started. There we go. There we go. That's now see this area right here. If this was resting against the full pan, it would be stuck and almost unable to crack. Here we go. The fish is coming out. This is the one that's got the full head on it.
Do you think peeling the skin back is like the hardest part or what?
Yeah, you definitely want to get the salt out before you start to eat this and peel the fish back. What we're going to do is take the entire fish out of the salt and put it on a bigger platter, and I'll show you exactly what this meat's going to look like. And it's kind of hot, very, very hot here. I bet none of y'all have ever taken a hammer to a cooked fish before. Okay, this thing is coming out. Woo! Hot. Let's get this tail up. This part right here is causing problems. All right, it's ready. So we're gonna eat the bottom side because the bottom side, again, the gravity of the baking process caused the bottom to get the most juices and flavorful part of the fish. It's all good, but we're gonna take this fish out and we're gonna flip it. Woo! I don't know if you see that steam or not, but it's still coming off. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna peel it back. When you serve this, you definitely want to peel the flesh back and then spoon it off onto the plate. So we're gonna go ahead and get a fork. And Jack, if you're still on there, man, if anybody wants to know how to fillet a fish these days, Jack is the one to watch. So we're trimming this skin right now, kind of like when you start actually filleting a fish, starting down at the base. Now we're going to peel this back. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Holy mackerel. And of course the head meat, if you leave the head on, is in place. And I know that Matthew Isbell has a video where he fished with Caleb Couture, and that they said that is the fillet, that's the back strap. So that's probably the tenderest meat. We're gonna go ahead and taste this puppy. We're gonna grab the back strap. Well, I can get it. Got some of it. It is super hot. I don't know if you see that steam. That is the first time I have eaten that in a while. That fish has been in the freezer for a full year. And it is the most incredible thing I have tasted in the last 6 months.
Can I have a bite?
You can have a bite, man. I'm telling you guys. Let's get this up where you can see it. Here, you hold it. I'm telling you guys. If you got any whole fish pompano in your house right now, and I would even endeavor, maybe you never fillet a pompano again. So there's a homework assignment to catch really any fish you can salt bait, okay? But this in particular is probably the best way that I've ever eaten a pompano. It was incredible. There's that natural buttery flavor. Again, because that skin is allowing to steam down, the natural fats are getting impregnated into the skin and the flesh of the meat. The salt taste, of course, is not there because it is not touching the flesh. And I can tell you guys, fish, simple to do this. Remember, it's really 6 ingredients: the fish, the 2 cloves of garlic, the 2 sprigs of rosemary, the 1/4 cup of water, the 2 egg whites, and then a 3-pound box of kosher salt. So before I shut this down, because I'm going to eat this and it's going to get cold, I'm not going to eat in front of you. That's kind of weird. I'll taste it in front of you. I'm going to get a piece right now. I got you. My gosh. This stuff right here, that historically is like the bloodline kind of fish area. The dark meat, that historically is the fishiest stuff on the fish. There is no difference in taste between that and the white meat when you salt bake the fish this way. Okay, before we shut this down, 2 more packs of fish scum to give away right now. We'll just the first person who answers wins. It's going to be related from what I just talked about today in this video. So the first question, it'll be 2, and then we'll have a total of 5 winners. The first question is just simply this: what fish did I just cook?
It's so easy. It's literally in the title.
If some of y'all says some stupid fish, what fish did I just cook?
Yakking with Jack again, but I guess he can't win again.
Can't win again, Jack.
Screw a screen name. Pompano.
Okay. Screw a screen name. Please send me your information. All I need is your date of birth, your social security number, your bank account, your check routing number. I'm just kidding. All I need is your address and name, man. First and last name. Fishgum@yahoo.com. Last question. Let's see here. All right, now you've had to be into the video and have come in the last 15 minutes to get this question correct. And you don't have to tell me, you don't have to remember the name of the individual. You just got to remember his relation to me. Who taught me the most about surf fishing in my life? And I'll ask the question if you can't remember. Who taught me the most? Remember the Florida Keys question, or the Florida Keys.
Father.
Father was freshwater.
Dad. Someone said dad.
Dad is freshwater. What relation was he? So if he's not my dad, he's got to be my.
No one said it yet. Someone said Bama Beach Bum. Someone said YouTube. Oh, Bearded Brad said uncle.
Okay, Bearded Brad. There you go, man. You got it, Bearded Brad. So my uncle. You know, but in all sincerity, y'all threw out some great answers. I know these are real simple. Maybe I should have just asked questions about fishing, but in all, let me get this one out. All right, hold on a second. Second one. Ah, there you go. Look at that, man. I'm telling you, you got to make this. Not next week, not 2 weeks. Make it tomorrow if you got a whole fish. So that's the finished product. That's a piece of heaven right there. This is the hardest part to break open right here. If you guys are just joining the channel, joining the live stream, it's like a rock. Tasty fish that's in there. Let me show you something real quick. Real world. This is the way my house looks most often. 5 people. This is clean laundry, sorted, and ready to go. So if any of y'all have a clean house with 3 kids, even if they're teenagers, you guys are lying, because it is tough to do life and to keep it clean. So listen, we've got the winners. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. I really am very thankful for today. The YouTube support, the community, the guys that are on this call. I mentioned a lot of y'all by name at the beginning. I do thank you and genuinely enjoy, this friendship that we have in the community, but with each other, with the subscribers that are here. Listen, you guys have built this. You really have. I mean, it's not the money coming from YouTube. It's the fact that y'all took the time to give me feedback, to give me emails, and to help build what we're doing here. So I thank you so much for that. We're gonna eat this awesome fish. One more look.
Also, Mom said stop showing the laundry pile.
Oh no.
And then
My wife's there listening to the live stream.
And then Jack said, can you give my prize to someone that hasn't yet experienced your great product?
Okay. So yes, that's a great idea. There are people, and I thank you for doing that, Jack. There are those who have...
So did Bearded Brad said that too.
Bearded Brad. Both of them said it?
Yeah.
So Bearded Brad and Jack, I thank you for doing that, because there are tons of comments in previous videos that have people who've said, I have been with you since day one, like my first, second, third, 10th subscriber, and I've yet to win. So those people, I think of 2 right now, will receive those free packs. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your time with your family in the coming days. It is Easter. It's all going to be weird for us not going to church, not having that experience. But the church is not just a building. It's people all over the place. We can still connect. Enjoy your time. Be safe during this time. We're not out of the woods yet. We're all in this together. Thank you for coming tonight into my home, seeing my dirty laundry, seeing how we can make this tasty fish. It's insanely good. Try it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. We're not excited to surf strike tonight because we haven't fished in a while. But thank you for enjoying this cooking portion of today's content. It was a blast for me. It was interesting. I'll probably do it again. So thank you so much for watching. God bless.